What's up, guys? You're in for a treat today. We are at the fabled Moroneys Harley Davidson in New Windsor, New York with George Serjowski, the horsepower man. What's happening, buddy?
How are you, Brad Ken?
This is where he's lived for how many years?
Oh goodness, almost 30.
There's some amazing history in here. Come on inside. You're gonna see one of the shops that turned out the fastest Harley Davidsons in the country for the 883 race series, and also the Grand National XR750s. Some of the motors are in there too that we'll take a look at. And in here we have Goldilocks and the three Dynas. The FX DXT project bike we just finished, the CVO 110 motor build we just finished, and the brand new Dyna S in the back. So stay tuned, there'll be some great videos with those as George and I continue this saga of building kick-ass Dynas together. And we're gonna go into the addition of the shop here. The shop's been here since what year?
72, this facility.
1972. And
this particular end right here was an addition in 1994.
So I was 7 years old. I just got my first Yamaha GT80 that Christmas, so I was just a little kid. And this section is an addition that they added on in what, 79?
No, 94.
94.
Yep,
and this was for the Jap bikes, and they actually expanded, and they have a whole other dealership over there that we'll go into for the Jap bikes. So now this is an overflow for the Harley stuff they have over here.
Overflow showroom with some overflow upstairs for the import stuff.
It's a Harley Tri-Glide.
And stuff. And as you can see, Ken, as we wander around in here, we've got all kinds of old memorabilia. Obviously, people hear Moroneys. Well, they must know Pat Moroney has his in the picture there. He's one of the original Moto Fox racers.
Yep.
For Bob Fox.
We have that bike in the museum.
Yeah,
same exact one.
79 CR125, full Moto Fox, Simmons forks, Fox Airs, the Fox swing arm. I mean,
he was one of the fastest riders in the world back in that era, right? Top 10 guy.
As you can see here, there's all kinds of old pictures.
Who's in this one?
I mean, look at this. There's Maroney and the Myerscough and the heroes.
Flying
man.
Brian Myerscough, Mark the Bomber Barnett. Who's that? That's I don't know who that is, but
what's that? Hannah, ain't it?
The Burnworth. That's Hannah.
I don't have my glasses.
I think it is. You got the Burner, Burnworth, and Maroney. What was his nickname? Did he have a nickname, Pat?
Who, Maroney?
Yeah, racing nickname.
I don't remember him having one.
Wow. Pat Maroney had a paddle tire and a protest. The AMA outlawed a 6-scoop 125 paddle tire, and Maroney protested Steve Yamaha's 125 Martin. Huh. So 125 Yamaha. So this is a first turn with Pat and Marty Smith on the 500cc class. That's when they used to run the big bore 2-strokes. And here's some more vintage photos here from the late 60s and early 70s.
Yeah, that's all
with
Patrick.
Pat, probably some local tracks here in New York.
Yep.
What are the tracks that they race on around here?
Oh boy, there was all kinds of classes or tracks around here. I remember Mount Cathelia over towards Ellenville, and
You got Unadilla and a
well, those
couple of national tracks.
Yeah.
Here's the new bikes on here. Bunch of new bikes overflow from their dealership, and back
Yeah,
here
we got a whole bunch more.
I know this is what you guys want to see, the Makos. What is this? Mako 400, AW 400 probably, aluminum coffin tank. That's a cool piece. You got a Suzuki little, what is this? Little twin cylinder Suzuki 2-stroke, and another, looks like a late 60s Suzuki 2-stroke without pipes. A Honda Dream. And over here, Yamaha DT 400 and XL 185, a Suzuki PE 175, and this really caught my eye. This is a 6-day Penton. What's the scoop with this one, George?
Yeah, that's a cool one there. 6-day 125. I mean, like you mentioned before, look at that front fender.
What are the,
finding one that looks like that?
This is no Preston Petty. This is real metal. That's the real deal right there. And to have one of those survive 50 years without getting bent is some kind of a. It's like having an egg, carrying around an egg in your pocket for 50 years.
OE exhaust system, lights, everything on that.
What a cool piece.
Yeah.
So in the showroom, which way do you want to go?
Well, we want to forget. We forgot about this thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
buried
this is,
back in here. Just
this is a
stuck out of the
classic
way.
1979 RM125 Suzuki in 100% bone stock original condition. Where's that PE?
79 or is that 77?
Or is it 77? Yeah, you're right. That is.
Tank.
That's correct.
Yeah, so that's 77.
Yep, that's aluminum tank, right?
Yeah.
There's a story behind this PE 175. This bike was stolen.
Yeah.
In when it was new in like 79, right?
Yep, it got stolen, and then when I first started working here, I guess it was like 91, 92. I think it was 91 actually. I remember coming to work with a couple of guys that worked here, and we found this thing sitting out front. We're like, all right, whose bike is this? So it sat around for a while, and nobody, called up about it or anything. So we contacted the police, And then the police got back to us telling us that that bike was stolen from us.
Many moons ago.
Yeah.
Somebody must have been
Somebody
doing
returned it.
Someone was doing
And
an
if you look at the
night
tires,
step.
look at the tires.
They're
man.
brand new.
Never ridden.
So somebody stole
it, stuck it in their basement, and never did anything with it.
They did you a favor. They bought it back.
Look, still has the original tool and everything on it.
It's worth twice as much now as it was back when he stole it. Maybe 3 or 4 times as much. That's funny.
It's crazy, right?
Well, sometimes thieves, even thieves, which I hate thieves. I hate bike thieves.
I know. I see your videos.
But now and then,
how about
they'll
that gem
come
right
clean.
there, Ken?
Look at this. We almost missed this one. If you don't know what this is an extremely rare Harley Davidson MX250. They only made them 2 years. Very few of them left. That bike is brand new, ridden around the parking lot once and hung from the ceiling for many moons. It's got to be worth well north of $20,000. I know that for a fact because we sold a used one, a well-used one for $15,000 at auction recently. So I know at the big New York City auctions, that thing's worth some major coin, as is a lot of the other things you're about to see in here. Here's some vintage racing photos, real ones, and that's a vintage Harley Davidson motor. What is that? A KL? Is that what they call those? Flathead?
Yeah, I'm not sure to tell you the truth. I'm not a specialist when it comes to that old. Unfortunately, Pat and Jimmy, neither one of them are here today, and especially Patrick. Patrick is most certainly an expert when it comes to this older stuff.
Some
he
old
knows
factory
all of that
photos.
stuff.
Very cool. There's a brand new Evolution engine right there.
Yep,
Never.
was in a bike.
They stopped making those in what, 99? Or was it 2000?
As far as being able to buy a complete engine or the motor itself?
The bikes that ran the Evos, that was in the early.
Oh yeah, 99 was the last year.
Yep. So that's at least 20 years old.
Softail you could get.
Then we almost walked past the Sportster right here, or we did walk past the Sportster. Everywhere you look,
Well, that's a 57 Sportster.
That's a
yeah.
1957.
That's actually a Sportster.
That's the first year of the Ironhead, right? Or one of the.
Sportster, yes.
It may be the first year of the Ironhead. I think it is the first year of the Ironhead. Looks like it's 100% original and stunning condition. Museum quality, of course. Beautiful piece. And over here, everywhere you look, there's the vintage bikes hanging from the ceiling. Here's another one. This is a
Flathead.
flathead.
Yeah.
I'm not sure of the year. It's probably a plaque on the front of it. But that's a beautiful piece. 1952 K model. Before they came out with the Sportster. There's Jim Moroney in 1949. That's Pat's dad.
Yeah, he's the one who started this place.
Yeah, we started this place many moons ago. There's a brand new Harley in the crate. And some other cool memorabilia in here, including a fiberglass tank off of a KR. That's a kit.
That's an XRTT gas tank.
XR, so it's an XR750 road racing tank.
Yeah, the TT. Yep.
Very cool. Brand new fiberglass. That's a priceless
It's
piece.
not new. It's just fresh.
Or reproduction, or refurbished, right?
55 model 165.
This is a 1955 Model 165. Very cool.
And then Jim's first motorcycle that he sold out of his store, when it was actually Jim Moroneys, is that K model right there.
That's awesome.
That's the first one he sold,
Very cool piece.
and he was fortunate to get it back.
So the first bike ever sold out of the shop. They had the good fortune to purchase it back many moons later.
I'm going to introduce you to a woman, Denise, that is actually part of the family. I don't know how related she is, but I know indirectly she's related. But
I'm looking forward
She's
to
been working here for many years,
Yeah.
and she can tell you the story behind that motorcycle.
Awesome.
Would you like to meet her?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's go check it out.
They have tons of good memorabilia here. So if you're in the Northeast here, you want to stop by Moroneys Harley Davidson, and they also have a Yamaha and a Honda dealership next door too, and Suzuki and KTM. So they have all the major brands here. So definitely a place you want to stop by. Also, Motorcyclepedia, the world's largest Indian collection, is only 3 miles from here, and so is an Orange County Choppers. So you got to stop by. So as we were walking through the store here, Jim Moroney's not here. Denise is going to give us a little bit of the history. This picture here, what year was that picture, Denise?
I believe that picture was 1916.
1916, and that was the original owner of this dealership, right? What was his name?
Well, that was Myron Affron.
Myron Affron, and he sold the dealership to
George Coberline.
George Coberline sometime after that, and then it was sold to the Moroney family in what year?
1956.
1956. It's a little noisy over here, so why don't we head this way so we can... So in 1956, he purchased it,
He came
and
back from Korea and
Jim did, and then Pat took it over in what year?
I took it over probably more in the late 90s.
In the late 90s. And Pat, as you know, is a world famous motocross and road racer.
Absolutely.
So, yes. What year did you come with the dealership? Into the
1972.
1972. You've been here. You've seen through thick and thin, the AMF days, everything.
Yeah, but always fun. As we said, it beat having a real job.
Absolutely. That's why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I spent 25 years behind a computer. That was enough.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
This is much more fun.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is.
Well, thank you for showing me the dealership. Are there any other significant historical things you'd like to share with the viewers about the dealership?
There's nothing other than the walking tour through. Did you take some pictures when you came through?
I did a ton of pictures and videos. I got a lot of the historic photos in video.
I'd love to have you get with Pat and check out some of his collection.
I know he's got an amazing collection that he has at another location off-site.
He's got a couple other locations. but
A lot of his stuff is at Motorcyclepedia too, right?
Yes, downstairs there's a whole section of our stuff.
Again, that's one of the probably the world's largest Indian collection, or the best Indian collection in the world, and one of the largest.
Year.
I think they're the largest museum in the country. If not, they're one of the top 3. Anyways,
Yeah.
it's a massive collection.
Are you going to get down there?
I'm definitely going to go down there. Absolutely, they're closed today, but I'll stop by OCC on the way home.
Fantastic.
Thank you for the tour very much. Appreciate your time.
No problem. Thank you.
Have to watch it on YouTube tonight
There you go.
once I get it loaded up.
There you go.
So we're going to take a walk over to the other franchises that the Morone family owns that they've added on since their acquisition of the Harley franchise. Then the Japanese bikes came into play back in the 60s and 70s. And they added these franchises on: Yamaha, KTM, and Suzuki, and Honda, all 4.
And Skidoo.
And Skidoo. That's a lot of different parts departments to maintain, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I can only imagine your parts guys.
Yeah, this guy Greg, that's really good at it too.
There's no dust underneath his feet, that's for sure.
Trust me, he doesn't get paid enough.
Yeah, he's it's like being bilingual, different languages basically, as well as your mechanics have to be. So this is where all the different franchises. Oh, they have Ducati also, huh? Or is that a used bike?
Yeah, we used to actually be a Ducati dealer back in the early 90s, but then Pat dropped that. I think by like 1995 or something
Wow.
like that, we ended that.
Oh, that's a pretty cool piece. I don't know. That's a model I haven't seen. Suzuki 250.
Yeah, the imports are doing a lot of retro stuff. I think it's pretty cool, actually. No doubt about it.
A new retro model, the Cub. Honda Cub looks like something from the 60s, but modern technology, disc brakes.
Yeah.
So upstairs on the second floor, parts room and motor clothes.
Yeah.
Some really nice looking stuff. Awesome. This is a new model. I haven't. It's like a retro, the van. It looks like something from the 70s. Also,
Yeah.
big wheel.
Yeah.
The 250, the Honda Rebel, the new Honda
I
Rebel.
like how the imports bringing back all these little motorcycles,
That's what's going to sell too, and get another generation
Get
hooked.
them at a great price. They're fun to ride.
They
They're
realize
super efficient.
the next generation has to get hooked on bikes.
For KTM.
That's pretty wild, huh?
Or that's a Honda. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
the African Twin. I'd like to try this out. It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, and then obviously- Anyway.
So awesome parts department, multi-brand franchise has been here for generations, in decades. So if you're in the Northeast, you're going to Americade, stop at Rockstack at our music festival, motorcycle and music festival, and then swing by the New England Motorcycle Museum, and then come up here to Moroneys and check it out. If you want to get some performance parts, build your engine, make an appointment with this guy.
Take care of it.
Or if you want to pick up some stuff for your Jap bikes, come on over here. And don't forget, Motorcyclepedia, the world's largest motorcycle museum, is 3 miles down the road, along with Orange County Choppers, which I'm probably going to go visit next. So this is a hotbed of motorcycle activity. Must be something in the water around here. Well, that's about it today. Wrapping up our visit here to Morone Harley Davidson. I wish Pat was here, but thank you to the staff and to George for rolling out the red carpet for us. And stay tuned. We'll be back again. God bless America.